So now that we have our charter in Josephine County, what the committee and the citizens chose to put in there was the provisions for subsequent amending. You know, the charter has been amended many times,
How long before the First Amendment, Wally?
The First Amendment was November of '86.
5 years.
Yeah, just about. So,
So were each of those amendments put on the ballot as well and voted on?
yes,
Yeah.
yes. And the way they got on the ballot was pursuant to the provisions of the charter itself.
Okay, this is really important because there are a lot of people who feel
Yeah.
that there are certain things in the charter that should be changed not just by executive fiat or executive forward, but by a voter's consent. And therefore, if you think that there's something that should be in there, what is the process?
Okay, so, yes. Okay, that is found in section 27 of the charter, which states as follows: except as county ordinance prescribes to the contrary, the manner of exercising the initiative and referendum with reference to a county proposition, including an amendment, revision, or repeal of this charter, shall be in the manner prescribed by the Constitution and laws of the state for doing so. And then it says, let's see, I mean, basically, that wasn't the one that was right on point. That one gets there, but you must do so by solely through the initiative process. It must be done solely through the initiative process.
So I would assume that that would include, again, you petition, and then it would go straight to the ballot if your petitions were, I mean, you don't have to go through this process of having a committee again.
Right.
You just, you propose the amendment, then you get enough signatures to put it on the ballot, and then,
Like any measure?
Exactly.
yeah,
right.
any measure, that's right.
Yes, it has to be done through the initiative process. That's the only one there. And of course, now that I'm in front of the camera, I'm not finding it the specific provision here, but I do want to try and keep looking.
Well, that's a general rule.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is
that's
pretty
how
much.
it works.
Well, this is a live show, and we can go 2 hours if we have to, Wally.
Ideally, that's not how long it'll take. Well, all right. But that is the fact. So it must be done strictly through the initiative process, and the charter does tell us that in plain terms. And so that has occurred multiple times in the history of this county. And most of the charter provisions that people pay the most attention to even are the ones that were added through the initiative process. So, you know, concerned citizens decided they wanted to put out a petition and get something put into the charter. They got the majority of the voters to go along with it, and therefore we have the charter that we have today.
Well, the Bill of Rights was all additions.
Right.
Every one of them, right?
Yep. Yeah. So, and I think those were all done at the same time, though, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first time.
Oh, wait a minute. No, there were some other, abolition of slavery and.
Right.
And.
Amendments.
Yes.
These are amendments also.
Yes.
Yes.
So, okay, so in terms of invalidating some of the amendments to the charter, those were done strictly on a legal basis, or did people, petition and then put those on as initiatives to negate some of those, or are all the annotations, are those legal challenges to the amendments?
The annotations from the 2005 memo, you
Yeah.
mean? Are they? I think there was.
Because I mean,
was a
there's
court ruling.
the one that people most commonly refer to is the one that then takes the compensation that was meant for commissioners, and there's an amendment in there, and I forget which one it is. Pardon me. That says that they only get paid $30,000, and then somebody came back at some point after that and said, well, no, because of this particular case, that isn't the case.
And the other one is fees.
And those were both done as legal challenges to it by, I guess, Steve Rich, or it'd be in the annotations.
Well, it wasn't done by the people, by the populace.
No, it was court cases.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, court cases. That
Where, in at least one case, Steve Rich, elected legal counsel, actually went to represent against the people who had put that codicil in the charter.
But was there a challenge to that here because of something somebody said, I'm not getting paid enough, and there's a law that says
Good
that I need to
question.
get paid? Or was it strictly initiated by county council to go in and strike that down on the behalf of, say, commissioners who maybe wanted to get paid
We had
more
asked
money?
you that before.
Yeah, I still know
Does
that.
it start with, well, not just one person, probably the commissioners plus the legal counsel? Does it start with the legal counsel saying, we're going to oppose this, he and the commissioners probably, or is it based solely on a case? Does someone have to complain, or is it enough that the bureaucracy complains?
You're asking, I think, about a declaratory judgment. And that means that you basically always have to have you always have to have a justiciable controversy to get in front of a judge. Which means there has to be a controversy between somebody. Somebody has to be arguing with someone else.
Right.
But is it always based on a court case, or is it enough to argue on behalf of commissioners who are not happy about the amount they're being paid? Do they have to enter into a court case, or can it be initiated by the county commissioners and legal counsel?
I think.
Okay, want me to say that again in a
Yeah, I
different
think
way?
I do, yeah.
Okay. On some of these, it's obvious that they were based on court cases, whether the court cases were here or in Portland.
Yes. Yes.
Is it also possible that they can be argued without a court case?
Argued without a court case?
That is simply because they don't like it, and they're going to go to court to try to see that without a court case, to say, without two people arguing with each other, an entity and a person, to say, look, we don't like this, and it doesn't have to be based on a court case.
Yeah, without having a public complaint having been made.
That's right.
In other words, just somebody here in public service says, you know what, I really don't like the fact that I'm only paid $30,000 a month. 30,000, but I would like to be paid 30,000 a month. No, 30,000 a year, and they say, "Hey,
Steve, go oppose
Steve,
this.
go look into that or something. Go find a case." Well, maybe as in the case of that, because they refer to Lane County Transportation versus Lane County. That what they're talking about there is that you just go find some conflict. To something like that, and then you can bring it in here, or is it something that has to happen here?
Well, obviously
The direct
not, does
challenge
it?
here.
Doesn't have to happen here.
It depends on if it's precedential. If it's a case that establishes precedent.
Yeah, but I mean, they had to have. So somebody had to say, "Hey, wait a minute. Why don't you go back in and see if you can go find something that interrupts that?" How does that happen?
Yeah. Just a minute. Let me see. Yeah. Oh, hi. Okay. I'll be out in just a minute. Okay.
I'm here.
Thanks.
We'll
I'll
wait
be
out
out
here.
there. Thank you.
cool.
Okay. All right, guys. I think our 5 minutes is up here. Let me put it this way. I am looking very earnestly at these 2005 annotations, at everything that's in there, and I haven't necessarily reached conclusions about really most of it or any of it. So a lot of this I don't have the answer to because I'm still.
Yeah.
The question is still open for me.
Well, our show goes on more than just today.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be on tomorrow and the next day and the next day. So, all right, we'll come
We're
back
not
and
going to do
see
this
you.
tomorrow and the next day and the next
Oh
day.
no, we'll come back and
sure
see
you
you
will.
every day,
No,
Wally.
Listen,
No.
I thank you very much for
Yes.
taking the time to do this because it's fascinating every time, and I know that sometimes it gets down to where you're parsing words.
Yeah.
Well,
And
but it does. It does.
That's the difficult
That's what
part
judges
of this, and that's
gotta do with it.
what you have to do. Is the price you have to pay to get some understanding of it.
Yes.
Thank you for helping people understand, Wally.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Thank you, gentlemen.
All right.
All right.